Okay. Let us read now from In Love, at Ease, Everyday Spirituality with Pramukh Swami. And that's very funny, Alicia. I feel you there. Let's see, where are we? We are discussing from the third part of the second chapter, In Love, part 3, Parabhakti, the highest kind of loving devotion, which is loving that source energy, God, and spiritual teacher, Guru. Swamishri exemplified that amidst his love for everything else. We were discussing simple acts that he did out of love for God and Guru. Examples such as this are plentiful. Swamishri once stopped a procession to realign a garland on the divine, adjusted a headdress that slightly covered his beloved's eye, carefully removed a heavy ornament from around his beloved's neck, ensured that the divine was bathed in fresh water immediately after a ritual swim in the waters of Juhu Beach in Mumbai, and cooled a bowl of steaming shiro, sweet delicacy prepared with flour and ghee, before offering it to his beloved. It was this intimate human care and attention which represented his bhakti, his loving devotion for the divine. Swamishri was not serving a murti, an image of God. Rather, he was serving God. It was understood by his attendants and bhaktas that Swamishri would never complain about personal inconveniences, but would immediately point out a small oversight in the seva, the selfless service of the divine. Swamishri served Hare Krishna Maharaj, the name for his image that he served, through his mind, man, or intent, actions, karma, and words, vachan. It was this complete submission to the divine that inspired millions to fall in love, following in his footsteps. Hello, Small. Swamishri was adamant on accepting or using something, even as simple as a pen, only after it had been offered to Hare Krishna Maharaj. Swamishri would often say, "Anything that you bring for me must first be offered to the divine. If Hare Krishna Maharaj has not sanctified it, I have no interest in using it." I too was once found guilty of not obeying this. Swamishri was in Nadiad, Gujarat. I was traveling with him and serving with his personal attendants in the kitchen. Swamishri was having breakfast while I was learning how to make a savory, thin, pancake-style food item called budla, or chilla, out of besan flour. It is a tricky delicacy to prepare for a novice. The batter is thin, and the spices, coriander and green chilies, make it difficult to spread it evenly on a pan. The sadhu, the monk teaching me, was patient, and I was determined. I wanted to serve a perfectly round budla to my guru. After a few attempts, I finally produced a passable one. I carefully folded it into fourths, put it on a plate, and rushed to Swamishri's dining hall. I zipped in through the side door and held the plate in front of the sadhu assisting Swamishri. Anand Viharidas Swami, whose eyes silently conveyed, "That took you long enough." Swamishri looked at both of us and raised his eyes at me. "Did you offer this to Hare Krishna Maharaj?" I answered, "Yes. Well, not this one, but I am sure there are cold ones in his tal, ritual offering of food items to the divine. Swamishri looked at me and said, "So, I should have this hot one, while the Lord of the Three Worlds has a cold one? Perhaps leftovers from an hour ago?" He looked down and started listening to the sadhus reporting to him about the community's activities in the city. I retraced my steps, offered the pudla to Hari Krishna Maharaj, and then brought it back to Swamishri. He smiled approvingly and had a small bite. Swamishri's insistence on offering anything and everything to the divine before accepting it became a lesson in love for all of us present in that room on that day. And that's right, Heneki. The sound does come through the earphones. I'm not sure how it would come through the microphone. Actually, microphones do work both ways. A microphone circuitry is very similar to the circuitry of a speaker. I learned this the hard way one day, plugging in a microphone into the speaker jack in my computer, and then I started hearing music come through my microphone, and I thought, oh God, I'm definitely destroying the thing. And you can also plug your microphone into, your headphones into the microphone jack, and if you speak loudly into it, you will be able to have a signal be picked up, but a microphone requires amplifying. Much like how some circuits flow in one direction to perform one effect, and can flow in the other direction to flow a different effect, so too, as we read, just as Swamishri attends to his source, energy, God, with love and devotion, that energy flows back to him in the very same manner. I continue. In love, one not only shows care and concern, but also respect. Swamishri respected his beloved. He showed it in the most subtle of ways. In 1974, the community was preparing to build its first mandir in America, in New York. Swamishri arrived in Flushing, New York, to perform the groundbreaking ceremony for the new mandir construction site. The youths had prepared an ornate seat for their guru to sit on in the evening sabha, sangha, assembly. Swamishri walked onto the stage in front of the packed assembly and noticed that his seat was adorned with various clothes, ribbons, while Hari Krishna Maharaj's seat was plain and slightly lower than his. Swamishri walked over to a plain sofa at the end of the stage and sat down quietly. He mentioned to his attendant to place Hari Krishna Maharaj on the central seat instead. The sabha fell silent. The bhaktas and sadhus, the devotees and monks, realized that Swamishri had used that interaction as a teaching moment. His Holiness, Swami Chinmayananda Das. Actually, there's no Das here. My brain made that up. Swami is usually one of two endings, Ananda or Das. Here we have the Ananda ending. Ananda means bliss. Das means servant. His Holiness Swami Chinmayananda Saraswati, who is a very famous Swami, the founder of the Chinmaya mission, who also happens to be the Param Guru of Swami Taratmananda Ji, since his guru's guru, I believe, was Swami Chinmayananda. So, this Swami, the founder of the Chinmaya mission and one of the most respected Hindu leaders of the 20th century, had flown in from Toronto, Canada, to attend the celebration. He was so taken aback by Swamishri's reverence and respect for the divine that he included his observations in his speech. Spiritual progress can only be attained in the company of a guru who is in communion with the divine. We just saw how Pramukh Swami Swami's mind was focused only on Bhagwan Swaminarayan, his Ishta Devata. Through association with a guru like him, one can turn away from the material world and lose oneself in the bliss of the divine. This Maryada, discipline born out of reverence, was an important marker of Swamishri's love for God. He would never walk ahead of, sit on a seat higher than, or let someone make an offering to him before the divine. If someone uttered a word to minimize the importance of the divine, Swamishri would immediately interrupt or reprimand them. Once, while Swamishri was traveling from village to village in northern Gujarat in 1972, the bhaktas in a small village decided to welcome him with a procession. The summer sun was scorching, but Swamishri patiently participated in the bhaktas' plans. Throughout the route of procession, the devotees had installed mechanical flower petals, such that when Swamishri approached the gateway, the bhaktas would pull on a rope that would unravel a drape with flower petals. Unfortunately, the bhaktas could not execute their idea in a timely manner. 3 times in a row the flowers fell after Swamishri had moved on. Aware of their earlier mishaps, on the 4th time, the bhaktas timed the tug on the rope earlier than usual. They misfired again and the flower petals fell on Swamishri's attendant. Gyanpriya Das Swami was a bit annoyed. What a waste! They missed yet again some procession. Swamishri cut him off mid-sentence. Gyanpriya, apologize to Hari Krishna Maharaj. How can you call that a waste? The flowers fell on you, and you are holding Hari Krishna Maharaj. In fact, just this one flower petal shower made the entire procession worth it. The flowers fell right where they were supposed to. Swamishri insisted that Gyanpriya Das Swami prostrate to Hari Krishna Maharaj later that afternoon. For Swamishri, it was inconceivable that anything offered to his beloved was being wasted. The reasoning was simple. While everyone's gaze was on themselves or Swamishri, the Guru's gaze was fixed on his beloved. On another occasion, Swamishri asked Gyanpriya Das Swami to prostrate 10 times before Hari Krishna Maharaj for making and offering an extremely sour kadhi in Durban, South Africa, even though the Guru effortlessly finished the sour kadhi in his own patar, his wooden eating bowl. Once, while Swamishri was driving into Gondal Mandir at night, the bhakta driving the car honked his horn several times to get the attention of the security guard. Swamishri became agitated and immediately scolded the driver. Bhagwan is sleeping inside the mandir. Why are you honking so loudly? How would you feel if someone honked at your door while you slept? Swamishri's love was defined by his respect for God. He preserved a certain dignity for the divine, no matter the circumstances. And when that line was crossed, Swamishri, like a lover in pain, felt distraught and remorse. And we'll pause our reading there for now. So thank you for listening with me. Very cute, wholesome, and profound, all at the same time. Hello, the readings lady. And thank you, Usha, for your finger heart and Rosa. Radhe or Radhe. And thank you, Babisu, for your finger heart. And thank you, Gina, for your rose. Cliche, you would like me to explain that last part. I will do my best. He preserved a certain dignity for the divine, no matter the circumstances. And when that line was crossed, Swamishri, like a lover in pain, felt distraught and remorseful. He was protective of the divine, not because the divine needs protection, but because he needs to embody that protector as a part of his worship, his puja, his seva, his selfless service, and his bhakti, his loving devotion. Whenever someone would mistreat or disrespect his form of the divine, he felt like it was his duty to speak on behalf of the divine and show love, how to treat that form of the divine with love, using it as a teaching opportunity for everyone around him as well. That's how I understand it, at least. I'm definitely not the author, however. I like your interpretation. Represent the higher frequency. I see the truth in that, yes.